Hello everyone and welcome back to more Mystic Destinies! We are back in Takumi's route, yes, because in the last episode we just got right back into the game overall and started off doing Takumi's route from chapter 4. So essentially what basically happened is that we went back to the cottage house, looked around, didn't really find anything except for a pack of letters, and then afterwards, well into the night, we were ambushed by a vampire, but then midway through the fight, there's this another lady just comes in, strolls in, and she's this big head honcho of a vampire mafia. We later found out that her name is Azucena Del Bosque, and so we basically, instead of fighting her, even though Takumi said, you know, if you tell us why you're here, then we'll tell you why we're here, kind of deal. So she's basically there to find something that Shizuka has owed her some shit. I don't know. She's like, you'll see it when you see it, you'll know, kind of thing. But no, I don't know, lady. So basically, she gave us the information. Takumi makes a run, like, you know, throws down a gas bomb or like a smoke grenade or some shit, and then we made a run for it because, you know, we later found out that, you know, because she's this big head honcho person, we can't exactly take her on. It was just a bluff, but we got a little bit of information out of her anyways because she, you know, she's so trusting apparently. But anyways, we made a run for it, made it back to Aurelia's place, and then we passed the fuck out because we were so tired, and we woke up at 3 a.m. find Aurelia there talking about Takumi, just filling her in on what happened. And then afterwards, Aurelia disclosed some information about Yazu, and then we were like, okay, what happened to Yazu? It turns out Yazu was in a coma for 3 years now because of some incident that relates to when Takumi didn't show up to see her off at the airport. That was where he was at. Found out that Yazu was injured really badly from a mission. And ever since then, Takumi was trying to find out who did it, and he believes it was Azucena that was behind it. And so the information that Aurelia gave Takumi and us was that there's this faction that was planning on rebelling against Azucena, and they're called the Silver Dogs. So there's that. There's some mutiny going on in the clan, and then what else happened? Oh, lots of books are given to us. Lots of books. Like, instead of, you know, studying magic through our mentors and our tutor figures, like with the show and like with Shinji and with like Tatsuya, we get books instead. So Hannah's been studying up her magic through books. We eventually get a gear crystal robe thing that we're wearing right now from Takumi. Takumi basically took us out on a date at some point to explain to us, you know, where exactly how it all started with him getting into the business and how he met Aurelia. And again, it kind of led to from when he first started out trying to find information about what happened to Yazu, and it led up to the point where he meets Aurelia, and then he got into that kind of field. He took us to visit Yazu at the hospital, but he didn't visit himself personally. We met his mom there. We saw Yazu in a comatose state, and then find out that Takumi hasn't visited for a long time now, and he wanted to visit Yazu after he woke up. And then afterwards we left off on where Takumi basically was like, hey, okay, so tonight we're going to go and try to see the head leader of the Silver Dogs. And we're like, okay, is this safe? And he's like, no, I don't know if it's safe or not, but we're gonna try anyways, because, you know, this is our one big lead to everything basically. So to like finding Shizuka, finding out how she's connected to the clan, finding out if Yazu's connected to the clan, because there's speculations on, you know, he may have been a potential past lover of Azucena. He was involved with the vampire clans themselves, the Akuras, which, yeah, they're called the Akuras, and yeah, etc, etc. So yeah, and he gave us a big impassioned speech about, you know, how, you know, he may not know what's gonna happen tonight and things might go bad and blah blah blah, but, you know, we got each other, kind of thing, and yeah, we can do this. And yeah, that's where we are. That's where we're heading off towards now. So let's get into this. Let's see how this will turn out. So Takumi and I used the grappling hook again, but this time I wasn't as scared. Okay, that's great. It's still mildly terrifying though, yes. This time Taku did a better job of positioning us, so I was able to grab onto the ledge and pull myself up. But why do we usually just travel by rooftop, really? Thanks thank the stars and everything in existence for that. I don't ever want to be thrown like that again, right? Because that's what happened the first time. I'm going to teach you at least some basic rolling techniques when we get some time, or maybe have Aurelia do it if she's around and I'm not. Okay, parkour lessons. Jumping and rolling is so much faster and safer. Yes, and it breaks your fall so you don't break any bones. Right. Totally looking forward to that, yes. So Takumi suddenly pulls out his sal bag and rummages through it for something. What? Finally he pulls out a cigarette of all things. Do you smoke? That's bad for you. What? You smoke? Takumi doesn't look at me. He just puts a cigarette in his mouth and lights it to the end. What? Lights it to the end? He takes a drag of his cigarette before speaking. Not what you're thinking. I'd never smoke that shit. This is just medicinal stuff for supernaturals. Oh, but I thought you were a nomad, so you don't need it? For humans, it acts as a drug, gives you an edge, magically enhances you beyond human limits. Okay, makes sense. Alright. I don't like the sound of that at all, but I can't really judge him for it. Yeah, it's kind of like doping in a way. What Taku does on a regular basis is scary and not much different from what I'm doing with my magic. I want to ask him more truthfully, but he won't even make eye contact, so I can gather he doesn't want to talk about it. Okay. Takumi soon finishes and drops the cigarette on the ground, putting it out with his boot. So what's the plan? Yeah, so how do we not get killed? Takumi begins to explain, his voice slightly deeper than usual. Okay. It's like he gains this persona, becomes... What? What? It's like he gains this persona when he puts on his gear. Yes, where did that come from? I wonder if he realizes he's doing it. Thinking it to myself like this, I realized I missed some of what Taku said. Yeah, can you repeat that? I'm going straight to where the leader is holding a meeting, which seems to be a shitty decrepit department. Shitty decrepit apartment. Okay, well, you know, the usual location for such scrupulous deals with men of refined taste. Yes, we're going to bust in there and declare our intentions. Really? You think they'll just let us do that without attacking us? I saw how fast that vampire was last time, right? It's likely I'll have to hurt someone. Yeah. But I won't let you get hurt, Hannah. Well, not seriously hurt. Okay, so just a little bruised. If you have any other doubts, now's the time to force them away. Lock them up somewhere deep inside because doubts can get you killed. I know. I shiver and nod slowly. Okay, I guess. It's not far, so I'll run there and you can try that spell thingy you mentioned. Right. Hannah said she mentioned how she's learning a spell to teleport herself by using a bit of her soul to power that, and then also to use other people's soul as a beacon to transport herself, like Portal in a way, but not really. Is there anything I have to do for it? No, you just stand there. I nod again and hold out my hands. Oh, give me your hands. Really? He's gotta do something. Taku nods and places his hands in mine. I close my eyes and begin to focus on summoning my magic. Wearing this glove, I find it incredibly easy to grab hold of my power. It feels like it freely bends to my slightest whim. Well, that's the point. It's so different from before that it almost surprises me enough to make me let go. But at the last minute, I steady myself and focus my power onto Takumi. Okay. Onto the bright, brilliant light I can see even with my eyes closed, and the light that is his soul. Yes. I draw power from within myself, from my own, albeit it tinted in green, light, and push a small part of myself forward. Okay. His soul reaches out to mine so eagerly that I have to again stop myself from opening my eyes in surprise. We form a link like a thin silvery string between us. Okay. I open my eyes and step away. There, you can go now. Alright, I'll be able to see you and should be able to hear you if you call out to me. Okay? With my voice? With your head. Just your thoughts. I shake my head. With your mind, your soul. Yes. I may not be able to hear the exact words, but I think I should be able to feel the pull. Yeah. Taku stares at me strangely for a moment, examining me, then he nods. Alright, I'm off then. Okay, bye. Taku makes a little salute and runs off. Okay. Okay. I watch as he dashes with incredible speed and makes a running jump using his hands to propel his legs forward and his whole body downward to a lower rooftop. Okay. I run after him toward the ledge and spot him leaping over something in his way, then speeding off to the next. Wow. I watch him in shock until he disappears out of my sight. Some drug, huh? Wow, Taku, you're amazing. I close my eyes to use my farsight. As soon as I close my eyes, I can see him, albeit very blurry and vague, running without slowing down, making terrifying jumps. But I can see something else. Two bright lights, so many of them everywhere. Probably other people's souls. I can only assume they're souls of other people seen through the walls of buildings as if the walls were transparent, yes. But there's something else too. What? Vague shadowy things standing on some of the rooftops that I almost don't notice at first. Ghosts? Demons? What? But the moment I tried to look closer, they seem to disappear. Oh, huh? That's weird. I rub my eyes, half wondering if they'll appear, but I don't see them again. What were those? Maybe I'm just seeing things, or maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. I don't have much time to worry about it because I feel a tug within my chest and quickly turn my focus on Takumi. The image is so blurry that it's barely there, but I can see that he stopped and is looking around. I swallow. Here we go! He's waiting for me. Yes. Okay, I can do this. Just focus on moving toward him, moving all of me and my soul toward him. I feel my body burning up again. My whole body tingles like it's fallen asleep. It feels like I could feel every cell in my body. Yet my consciousness feels like it's moving far away from my body. I feel like part of me is standing on the rooftop. I recognize the feeling from the day I accidentally teleported, and it gives me enough of a hint that I'm doing it right. Okay. Another part of me is starting to get the feeling of being somewhere else entirely, with my back against the wall. I allow the sensation to take me, briefly hoping that I don't end up falling out of the sky this time. Yes, that would be terrible. The sensation is dizzying and I open my eyes reflexively to steady myself before I can fall over. Only to realize that Takumi's broad shoulders are right in my field of vision. He's holding on to me, keeping me from suddenly crumpling to the ground. You seem kind of unsteady, but you did it. Yeah, I just gotta get used to it. That's so cool. Thank you. Heh, I can practically see the stars in his eyes. When the dizziness passes, I notice that I don't feel half as tired as before. Maybe I'm learning to use my powers more efficiently, or maybe it's the gear helping me. Maybe it's both. I don't know. I hope so either way, because maybe that means I'll use less of my soul's power. Taku lets go of me and I take the chance to look around as he begins to talk. Their place should be at the end of this hall. You mean the one that's like lit up? I mean, that's the only one that... Yeah. I feel bad for any of the other residents we might disturb, but... There's a chance this place is nothing but shady people anyway. I doubt they'd hold meetings anywhere they might be caught by anyone else. Right. Oh, yeah, I guess we can't be quiet. I hope there are no families here. We'll make this as quick as possible. Keep your hood up over your eyes. I'm going through the window, so be careful. You're not gonna knock? What? Okay. Taku grins and rushes off so quickly that it takes me a moment to realize that I need to run after him. I start to, even though I know I have no hope of catching up to him. Oh my god. I almost tripped from the shock as I watched Takumi literally kick a foot through a darkened window. A darkened window? Oh, I thought it was the one with the lights on. He throws what I assume is a flash grenade, judging by the immediate flash that follows. Oh yeah. They're screaming and yelling as Takumi dives right into the fray, and my stomach drops in anxiety. Oh gosh, who do I hit? No, Hana, gotta back him up. Oh god. Oh, I guess there. I swallow as I stop in front of the window and see the smoke pouring out. I made a promise. I get ready to climb through the broken glass after Taku, but the sound of a door creaking open makes me look back. I see the door to the apartment now ajar. Yeah, I guess I'll go through the door, like a normal person. Did Taku actually open this for me? How? Well, he's inside either way. Not wasting any time, I open the door and rush in. Hello! As soon as I run inside, I start to cough at the smoke. I put my hand up to my mouth and try to process everything that's happening through the sensory overload. Okay, wow. At first I can't see Taku at all, but as the smoke clears, I begin to understand the scene. Alright, there's a vampire with a knife in his shoulder and another one with a shuriken in his chest. Oh my goodness. Both are angrily watching Takumi having a standoff with another one as he holds out a dagger. Wait! Wait, hold on, wait. We're not here to fight, we're just here to talk. Everyone turns to look at me except Taku, who takes a chance to dart towards the vampire he was facing off with. With lightning speed, Taku punches him in the stomach. Nice. Then he moves behind him, and grabbing his shoulder, he forces the vampire to the ground. Taku bends down and throws an arm around his neck, forcing the vampire's head back towards his own chest. Taku puts a dagger to his throat. I look on at the scene, thoroughly impressed and bewildered all at once, right? I thought we had to talk. Taku looks up at me with a wink, though his voice sounds rougher than before. Thanks, partner. Okay. For what? I know, right? I literally just walked in through the door and was like, wait! Taku looks at the other two vampires. Do you want your leader to die? In an even deeper, gruffer voice that's almost unrecognizable, he barely speaks above a whisper. Believe me, I know how to kill a vampire. Oh, do you? Has he really killed someone before? Well, I wouldn't be surprised. The two vampires only glare back at him while the one on the ground starts speaking to Takumi. Vampire one. What do you want? Who are you? Well, Taku laughs. It's a kind of scary, almost evil sound to my ears. Oh, like I would ever tell you. Honestly though, I just want to talk. Sunio, is it? Sunio? Sunio snarls. Okay. What do you want to talk to me for? All traces of mirth disappear from Taku's eyes. You three are leading the Silver Dogs to kill Del Bosque, right? All three vampires look shocked, and Taku continues talking. I want to help. Maybe. If you give me some information. You've seen my skills, and I'm not charging you. All I want. Taku presses the dagger in deeper to the vampire leader's throat. Is a tiny, worthless piece of information. What the hell do you want to know then? Azucena, did she ever have dealings with a sorceress? Did she ever have anything to do with Detective Yasuhiro Arai? The vampires look at each other before the leader, still on the floor, begins to speak. If that's all you want to know, fine. But let me go first and I'll tell you. I have absolutely no reason to do that. I can always get the information from someone else. Oh my gosh. He's bluffing, I think. Yes, definitely. Because he's like, then it's like, what would be the point if we rushed in here, crashed your place, and was like, okay, if you're not going to give me information, I'll just get it from someone else. If there's another source, you would have done so in the first place. It's been 3 years and he hasn't found anything. Still, if this guy doesn't talk, will Taku... No, I don't think so. There's an oppressive silence in the room as Taku presses the blade even closer to Sunio's throat and he begins to cough. Should I say something? Taku, stop, what are you doing? Trust him and say nothing. I don't know. I mean, I'm not experienced in this sort of thing, you know? Like, I mean, I don't know. Trust him and say nothing. I need to trust that he knows what he's doing, right? Did I save? Oh, I did. Okay, cool. Takumi's eyes dart to mine for just a moment, though I can't tell why. I get the feeling he's wondering what I'm thinking. I'm worried, but I trust you, Taku, right? I mean, you've done this enough, I'm pretty sure, so... Fine. Fuck you, man. Sunil spits out some blood, but Taku barely lets up. Yeah, a few years back, that bitch had some deal with some alleged sorceress, okay? When word got out about it, everyone freaked out, okay? Something to do with chaos or death magic or some shit. Oh, wow, death magic. It sent everyone running, but I was smart enough to not look into it. Okay. I knew nothing good would come out of sniffing out the boss bitch's business. and Arai, yeah. I know she was always talking about some Arai guy, but I was a small fry back then. You're lucky I heard this much. That's all I know, man. So are you going to help us or what? Taku remains silent for a moment before getting up and letting Sunio finally fall to the ground. He grins down at the coughing man on his knees. Maybe. If you make any real plans in this shitty little hovel, then if you make any real plans in this shitty little hovel, then let me know. Taku throws a piece of paper onto the ground and begins to walk towards me. Alright. The other vampires glare at him. It seems like they're about to make a move, but one look from Taku and they look away instead. Wow. I see the cold look in Taku's eyes and move out of the way, but he stops and looks down at me. Let's go. Okay. With that, I gladly walk out of that place, leaving the silver dogs behind. Alright. Okay. Takumi and I trudged into Aurelia's home, both exhausted. For once, we find Aurelia already home, sipping some sort of drink from a wine glass as she sits on the sofa with a book. She glances up at us as we walk in, her eyes silently following us. Takumi throws himself down onto the sofa next to Aurelia and lets out the most exasperated noise I've ever heard. He sprawls out on the sofa, somehow still managing not to get into Aurelia's personal space. I sink down into the chair opposite them and let out a little sigh of my own. Aurelia looks back down at her book as she begins to speak. Rough night? Yeah. Yeah, I guess. How many? 3 vampires. Any injuries? No, surprisingly not. Just some minor ones. Yeah, Hana is good. What? He didn't mention anything about injury. Yeah, what? He didn't mention anything about injuries. Want me to take care of them? Later. Taku yawns. Don't think I have any energy left to use for healing. Get anything good at least? Yeah. Taku grins and leans forward. I did. Yeah, it seems like these two have had this sort of exchange before, maybe many times before. Yes. Aurelia looks at Taku out of the corner of her eye without putting down the book. She looks interested for the first time I've ever seen. Do tell. We were able to confirm that Shizuka and Del Boss had some sort of dealings with each other. Sounds like nasty stuff, though. Dark magic. That's all the guy knew, though. Anything about your brother? Yeah, the guy said that Azu was overheard mentioning him a lot. But I wasn't able to confirm the nature of their relationship. Yes. The room goes quiet as Taku looks down and Aurelia turns back to her book. Finally, she sighs and puts the book down. She puts a small hand on Taku's arm. You're doing well. You finally made some progress. It looks like Azucena really is the missing link, so if you get to her, you'll find the truth. Though I wish it weren't her, she's incredibly dangerous. Yeah, I figured. Taku sighs and stands up. Aurelia and I look at him as he does a little stretch. I know, but what can I do, right? I have to follow this through to the end. For Yazu and for Hana. Taku glances down at me briefly before looking away. I'm going to bed. Good night. Oh, okay. With that, Taku leaves the room, leaving me alone with Aurelia. My thoughts swirl as I think of everything that happened tonight. He's right, though. We confirmed Shizuka's connection to Azucena. That's better than anything else so far. I just have to hope she can somehow lead us to her and Yazu. Maybe finding out what happened to him could help Takumi and his parents somehow. Alright. Yeah, his mom was super depressed. Well, I wouldn't blame her though. An image of Nyoko's pained face and hushed voice flashes in my mind. I feel a wave of sadness wash over me. I sure hope so anyway. And Takumi tonight. I've never seen that side of him. He was always pretty energetic, but he was also a gentle boy. What happened really? Has he already murdered someone? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Can he really stand much more of this? He seemed... I think back to Taku's crazed face back there and shudder. I don't think I'll ever forget that expression. Oh my. I nearly jump in my seat, suddenly realizing that Aurelia is standing in front of me. Whoa, I look up to see her looking down at me, a wine glass in hand. Mind if I get a drink too? You look like you need a drink. Yes, I do! Oh my god, you're a lifesaver. Aurelia pushes the glass at me and I'm forced to take it. She then goes and sits down with her book again. Nice. I sigh and look into the wine. Thanks, just got a lot on my mind. Aurelia nods, looking up at me over the book. Life isn't usually easy, but you're going through a lot right now. And I'm sure that trying to adjust to the new Takumi is difficult. Can she read my thoughts? I mean, it's probably a possibility. I don't know what abilities Sylphs have. Right. Aurelia smiles at me for the first time. She's so pretty when she smiles. Yes. It's not that you gave anything away. I've just been around for a while. It's obvious you're pretty bummed even after your new lead. One of the things that could be about is Takumi. Yes. It's obvious that he's not the same as that he was 3 years ago. Yeah. He doesn't even have the same look in his eyes. His innocence is fading fast. He's been through too much. I wish I could have prevented that, but a normal life is something Takumi threw away a long time ago. This is the path he's chosen to walk. I know that this is how he needs to live in order to feel completely fulfilled. I just hope he doesn't lose himself in the harsh reality of this world. Aurelia looks up at me. But he's never stopped talking about you, or thinking about you. Bah, isn't that sweet? I think you're the bright light in his life that can keep the darkness from overcoming him. I listen to Aurelia somberly and find myself tearing up. Why am I crying? I'm just really emotional. God, there's a lot going on. I take a sip of my drink to hide it and suddenly wipe my tears. I don't know why though. Why would he feel that way about me? Why he would feel that way about me? Yeah. When I think about it now, all I've been thinking about is myself since I came back. I've never ever been good to him, not half as good as he's been to me. You can change that now, can't you? Your future is always left up to you, right? With that, Aurelia closes her book and sighs. I'm sure Taku will have a new plan tomorrow, so you should rest up soon. Right. With that, she stands up and gives me a little nod before going to her bedroom. I'm left alone in the spacious living room. Alone with a lot of complex feelings and thoughts, ones that I can't even begin to try to unravel, and a glass of wine. Or maybe I just don't want to. I sigh and move myself over to the couch. I'm way too tired to study tonight. I lay down and close my eyes. I barely manage half a thought before I'm already out like a light. Ugh, I'm dragged out of sweet slumber by someone shaking my shoulder. Huh? I blink and rub my eyes, pushing away any remainder of sleep. I look up and see Takumi's smiling violet eyes staring into my own. I jump and sit up. What? Where? Yes. Confused as hell, I look around before remembering that this is Aurelia's house and I'm on her couch. Oh right, yeah. Wow, you were sleeping like the dead. You never used to be this hard to wake up. Hey now. Ugh, sorry, I guess I was just really tired from yesterday. Magic can take a lot out of you, I read. Apparently, you even slept in your gear. I know! Anyway, get up. We're going to go meet my dad for dinner. Really? Your dad? Whoa. Wow, I haven't seen him in forever. We met his mom already, so, might as well meet his dad. Is there any particular reason why we're going to meet him, or is it just to catch up? I think there's a reason. You're starting to catch on. Yeah, no. When I'm focused like this, I don't like to waste time playing around. We're going to meet him because I want to try and check Yasu's case files again. Okay. My dad's the only one who could possibly help me. Now that he's been promoted, he might have the power to access them. Yeah. You tried before and couldn't get through? Taku nods, looking almost annoyed. Assholes had it locked down, said we didn't have the authorization. As Taku says this, he actually makes finger quotes. Probably bullshitting us anyway. He's a chief inspector now, though. Oh, right. Wow. Well, I hope that comes with a big pay raise too. I stretch and stand up. Alright then, I'll take a shower and get dressed so we can go. As I get ready, I think about Takumi's dad. I remember he always looked like a pretty gruff guy, but he was actually always really nice to me. I'm nervous, but I'm also looking forward to seeing him again. Okay. Ooh, and we go to Blue Skies, which is Tatsuya's place. Takumi brought me to a cafe in the Chowa district called Blue Sky. Somehow I half expected him to take me to some shady bar or something. Although we are meeting his dad, so this makes much more sense. I look around as we make our way to one of the empty tables. The place is unexpectedly light and airy, especially compared to the places I've been to recently, right? It's a nice change. I have to admit, this is a nice change, yes! For the first time in days, I relax as all the tension leaves my body. We sit down next to each other at one of the tables by the large windows. And now we wait. Everything about the atmosphere here is so completely different from the places we've recently been to. It's hard to not just sit back, relax, and forget yourself. Oh, whoa! I glance around the place, watching the many different people sitting around the cafe enjoying their meals. I wonder just how many people here are human, if there are even any. If there even are any. God! I quickly find myself absentmindedly humming along with a song playing in the background. My eyes meet Takumi's. Well, except for Taku anyway. We quietly smile at each other. He opens his mouth to say something when a different voice suddenly cuts through the silence. Hi Taku, and a girlfriend? Oh, no, huh? Huh? Oh, yeah, what's her name? Homegirl. I forgot her name. It's been so long. Takumi and I look around as a blue-haired woman walks up to our table, a knowing smile on her lips. Whatever it is that her smile tells him, it causes Takumi's face to turn bright red. I shake my head. I'm just a friend, childhood friend actually. Oh? Well, that's even more perfect. You two will definitely end up together then. Chisaki! Yeah, her name's Chisaki. Oh my god, I love her. Besides, Takumi has mentioned you before in the past. Mrs. Yukimura, please. Can we just order, please? My dad will be here soon. Suramatsu is coming. I haven't seen him in weeks. Ever since he got that big promotion, I guess he's been too busy to come around. Yeah. I'll just have to go ahead and prepare his favorite then. What drinks do you two want? I want a nice coffee. Tea for me is fine, and whatever you suggest to eat. I'll have the same. Oh, okay. Good choice. It seems like you two need to relax. With one last smile, Mrs. Yukimura gives us a little bow. Yes. She then turns on her heel and walks off to get our order in. Takumi sighs, drawing my eyes to him. Do you come here often? Yes. Are you trying to hit on me? Taku laughs. Yeah, I do. I have ever since I started doing investigations. It's a good place to come and relax without being judged. Yes. I knew Mrs. Yukimura before Tatsuya, actually. It was her whole idea that we became roommates. What? That we become roommates? Oh, okay. Though I'm not around too often. Though I'm not around often enough to actually call myself that. Okay. Oh, it's alright. Is she related to Tatsuya then? Yeah, that's his mom. Not only that, but she's his mother. Mother? Yes. A rough, low voice interrupts us. Oh, hey. Oh, wow. Oh, so that's where you get your white hair from. You look like your dad in that sense. We look up to see Tsurumatsu. Takumi nods at his father and takes a seat across from us. His violet eyes examine me carefully, and I have to fight the urge to fidget under his intense gaze. After a few moments of silence, he finally smiles. Hana, it's been a while. Yeah. Oh yeah, it has been. I mean, yes, sir. Tsurumatsu laughs. No need to be nervous around this old man. Though you've grown up so pretty that I bet you make all the boys nervous. You make all the boys nervous wrecks. Ah, you give me too much credit, sir. I try to laugh away the awkwardness. I don't really know about that. I look away at Takumi, who looks pretty embarrassed. Dad. So what's so crucial you couldn't say it over the phone? Takumi grows serious and looks around before speaking in a low voice. It's about Yazu. Tsurumatsu instantly turns serious at the very mention of his other son. I found my first solid lead in 3 years. I don't want to say much about specifics yet, but I need access to Yazu's restricted case files. You know I can't give you that. Even though you've been promoted? He nods. Even still, his case is locked down. Really, I've looked and I couldn't find his most recent reports anywhere in the archives. There's other cases that no one is permitted to look through too. Oh wow. Tsurumatsu lowers his voice. I have an idea of where they're keeping it. I have an idea of where they're being kept, but there's 24/7 security there. Which means we're gonna go steal the Declaration of Independence. Yeah? Which only makes things look more suspicious. Tsurumatsu nods and then pulls out a piece of paper from his briefcase. He begins to draw something I quickly realize is a map. Yes. As soon as he stops drawing, Tsurumatsu pushes the paper towards us. He taps a room marked archives with a pen. This is the ordinary archives room. But there's a door inside that will take you to a service hallway. Tsurumatsu follows a line with his pen and drags it to a room marked !3. According to the building's blueprints I obtained, one of the doors should be just a janitor's closet. But there's a security guard guarding it at all times. That's so... That's kind of suspicious. Like already, it's like, come on, you're trying to keep it on the low profile and keep it a little secret and hidden and make it, oh yeah, it's a janitor's closet or office. Oh, nothing interesting here. And it's like, okay, why do you got security in front of it then? God, you people do not know the meaning of being low profile. He looks at me and Taku seriously. I don't think it's an ordinary guard either. I believe it's a vampire. Oh, even more? Wow. Talk about being like, you know, what's it called? Not obvious. Vampire, yes. A cold chill runs down my spine at hearing the word again. My mind instantly goes to the vampires we've already encountered and fought. Won't we be in danger again then? Whatever reaction I expect from Taku, I'm not sure. But he only grins and pounds his fist into his hand. This is almost proof that everything is connected. Right? We've got to take this lead. Uh-huh. Thanks, Dad. Before anyone can say anything further, Mrs. Yukimura appears out of nowhere. She sets down a pot of tea, along with a bowl of soup and a pastry she sets in front of Tsurumatsu. Long time no see, Tsurumatsu. He nods and picks up the pastry, taking a bite out of it. Thanks, Chisaki. Yeah. They've been keeping me busy down at the SSU. Tsurumatsu chuckles. I can see why the pay raise was so high. Mrs. Yukimura, or Chisaki as I just learned, and Tsurumatsu begin to chit-chat about daily life while Takumi studies the map. Takumi looks at it with such seriousness and intensity that I can't keep my eyes off of him. I don't want to. It feels so strange to even think it, but seeing him like this... Despite myself, I can't help but find it attractive. Yes, oh, you look so good. You look so attractive and hot when you're so serious and at work. All business and shit. Chisaki brings our food and Takumi eats while staring at the map. Eventually we finish eating. After Chisaki leaves, Taku gets up and I quickly follow suit. Thanks for everything, Dad, but we have to get going now. Alright. Tsurumatsu looks up at his son and for a moment he doesn't say anything. You know your mother doesn't want you doing this at all. Of course not. But I know I can't stop you. So just be careful. Protect Hana. Yeah, I will. Yeah. Sir, I won't just be protected. I'll help Takumi, too. I'll protect him the best I can. He looks at me in surprise. Then, surprise quickly turns into a smile. I don't know the full story, but... I didn't think my son would burden himself with someone he didn't believe in. So I trust you. Take good care of each other. Yes. Takumi and I both nod and after saying our farewells, we leave the Blue Sky Cafe. Yeah. Alright. Time for a heist. we arrive back at Aurelia's place to discuss our next move without the chance of being overheard. As soon as we get through the door, Takumi goes and starts pulling things from random cabinets and drawers. So what? Are we going tonight then? We're really going to break into a police station. Yes. Yup. Taku pulls a vial out of one of Aurelia's cabinets, along with some strangely colored liquids and powders. Aren't you worried about getting caught at all? This is the police. Yup. Taku starts mixing everything together. Yup, to what? To both? Yes. What are you even doing? Preparations. Yep, to both. Taku stops and looks me in the eye. Like I mentioned before, I'm always worried about getting caught or getting hurt, but... Other than suffering and death, life doesn't have any guarantees. Death and suffering. So if you have things you need to do in order to achieve your goals, you gotta suck it up and do them anyway. I don't know at all what to say to all that. What can I say? When did he become so dark? Ignoring my speechless state, Takumi continues and pulls out a syringe. He uses it to pull the liquid mixture into it and then shoots it directly into his wrist. What the fuck is you doing? What the hell is that? What are you doing? Yeah! More drugs! Damn! I told you, preparing, it's medicinal, sort of. Anyway, why aren't you doing the same? What do you mean? This is crazy! Oh my god. Get in your gear, study, practice, whatever. We don't have time to waste. Rebuffed by his words, I numbly turn around and head for the guest room. I'm not at all certain what to think, so I resigned myself to reading up some books. Yeah, to reading up on some books. I just pray that Taku knows what he's doing, that all this crap is worth it in the end. Yes. Chapter 7. flight slash fight in quotations. Night flight, night fight, night flight, however you want to look at it. Oh, fight and flight. Ah, I get it. Ah, that's clever. I pant sitting on the cold stone floor inside the SSU. Can't believe we're stealing the Declaration of Independence. I mean, restricted files. Taku stands flat against the wall next to me as he looks around. Takumi and I successfully navigated the rooftops again. My spell to teleport in after him worked as well. So far, so good. Although I did end up falling right on my ass as I ported in, it was otherwise a complete success. It's alright. Takumi had explained that because this is a police station, coming from the rooftop quietly was of the utmost importance. Yes. So that I had to wait until he was already inside before porting to him. I take a deep breath to calm myself. So no security alarms or anything yet? It's almost too quiet in the hallway, although I can hear some faint whispers coming from somewhere. Oh, I finally look down the hall and immediately freeze when I see them. Oof. All along the walls, hidden away by the shadows, I see dark shapes in the distance. Oh, I see them too! Yeah. Oh wow, that's kinda creepy. I don't know what I'm seeing, but I feel my blood run cold. Even all the way from here, I can hear them whispering. I can't stop myself from gasping. Do they see me? Are they souls? Like ghosts? Not like people like soul, people with soul, like living people with soul, but like actually like ghosts. Although I can't make out what they're saying, I get the strangest feeling that they know I'm here. I scramble to stand up and flatten myself against the wall like Taku is. Takumi turns to me, worry shining in his eyes. What is it? I'm seeing dead people. With a shaky hand, I point towards the end of the hallway at the dark figures. They remain where they are, much like us, hidden away in the shadows. I get the sense that they're suddenly looking right back at me, and I want to run. The whispers get louder, but the words sound unfamiliar to my ears. Taku looks to where I'm pointing with cautious eyes. I push away the feelings of dread and move closer to him, whispering frantically. Don't you see all those people? Taku narrows his eyes. What people? Yeah. I squint at the shadowy, wavy figures, and then they seem to just disappear. Oh well, I guess it's the downside to using death magic or some sort of dark magic. Oh well. And they're gone. What is going on here? Am I losing my mind? No. Or it's probably just me seeing things. Actually, breaking into a police station has me really on edge. My mind might be thinking I see things because I'm so paranoid about being caught. I glance up at Taku, who is still staring at me. I swallow the lump forming in my throat. Never mind, I just thought I saw something. Let's go. Yeah. Taku stares at me for a moment more before finally nodding and signaling for me to follow him. We walk down the hallway as quietly as possible. I take great care to step as gently as Taku had tried to teach me in a crash course earlier on the roof. But thankfully, no one seems to be here. Wow, that's unusual. We finally reached the door that Tsurumatsu had indicated in his hand-drawn map, but no one is there guarding it. Ooh, fishy! That's hella suspicious. Do you think they aren't here at night? No, girl. Didn't he say 24/7? I whispered to Taku as we stop outside the door. Yeah. He did. Maybe the guard stepped away for a bathroom break? No. Or they're changing out guards. Or maybe your dad was misinformed? All of that's possible. Let's just go inside while we can. I mean, it's hella sus, but like, you know, might as well take advantage of it, I guess. With Taku leading, we enter the room. This is gonna be a total trap. This is gonna be a trap. Upon entering the room, Taku immediately looks in every nook and cranny before going over to where the actual files are kept. Watch the door, alright? Okay. I nod and Taku begins working on the lock to a drawer in the file cabinet, which seems to be a digital lock from what I can tell. He softly whistles as he begins tapping on the screen. In a whisper, we begin talking as he works. Fancy! Okay. There must be lots of good shit in here. I guess. I keep my eyes trained on the door. If there's anything else useful, we can take it, right? Maybe sell it or something? No. Wow, Hannah, you've been hanging around me too long. I know, right, Hannah? Like, we're not here for that, girl. Taku takes out a phone and connects it by USB to the lock. But nah, best not to take anything or we could end up getting a lot of people into trouble. It's complicated, yeah. But the way of the ninja is never to let anyone know you were there. Yes. Ninja, aren't you a detective though? I was trained by one though, as well as others. Oh, okay. It's a long story. Oh wow. Huh. With a beep, the lock opens, and with why am I reading it that way? With a beep, the lock opens, and I hear Taku pull the drawer open. There. I listen to him shuffling through the case files when something catches my attention. What? More shadow people. Shadows move in the room just out of the corner of my eye. Oh, but the moment I turn to look, they disappear. Ah, what is this? Do I need to get my vision checked or something? Or yeah. Could it be something to do with my magic? I think it's the magic shit. I stare at where the shadows were just seconds earlier. Or am I really just going crazy from too much stress? No, I think it's the magic shit. I sigh and turn back towards the door. Oh, this is what you get, Hannah. Hannah, why you always gotta get so distracted so easily? My eyes land on a figure, a real one this time, standing in the doorway. Hi! Hey! How's it going? The vampire stares back at me with cold gray eyes. I open my mouth to scream, but the vampire moves so fast I can barely blink. He forcefully grabs me around the waist, pulling me to him. He covers my mouth with his other hand. The vampire spins me around with ease to face Takumi, who drops the files he was looking through back inside. He slowly stands up and glares at the vampire as I frantically claw at my captor, but my struggle doesn't seem to faze him at all. With his large hand covering my mouth and nose, more than anything I just want air. Can't breathe. Dude. I grab onto the hand covering my face, desperately trying to pull it away from me. I said I wouldn't be in the way. I had to do something. Not knowing if it will work, I chomped down on the vampire's hand and elbow him in the stomach at the same time. Yes, I heard him gasp just before his grip on me loosens enough for me to run. Yes, I dash over to Taku, heart pounding wildly. I half run, half stumble over to him. Takumi catches me in his arms, but the force of the impact propels us both backward toward the window behind us. Well, looking at the vampire that's recovering, Taku quickly pulls out something from his sleeve. He presses it against the glass for seconds before we collide with the window, all while holding me tightly against his chest. Well then. The glass shatters just as Takumi falls backward, pulling me along with him. I didn't expect to make this sort of exit. The world around us seems to slow down. I clutch desperately at Takumi's jacket. My whole body feels weightless. What's going on? Well, you're falling! The whole world seems to be upside down. The shattered glass falls around us, shimmering in the air like stars in a night sky. Reality seems tenuous here, plunging through the time and space like this. The wind in my face, the spinning scenery around us, it all quickly serves to push away the confusion. That's right, we escaped by falling out a window. Yes, Takumi lets go of whatever it was that he used to shatter the glass with. He tries to reach into his sleeve to grab something else while still holding tightly onto me. I need to do something. Levitate, teleport, do something. It's obvious why we're about to be cast upon the ground below, shattered and broken. If I hadn't gotten distracted, yes. If I had been watching the door like I was supposed to, then we wouldn't be here now. We wouldn't have to die like this. We're not gonna die, girl. We need to safely land. A spell comes to mind, one that I've been working on for a while, to land lightly in case I ever fell. It was meant as a precaution since Takumi prefers to stick to the rooftops. But it's a spell I haven't been successful in trying before. Why am I even worried? If it works, we live. If it doesn't, then we die. Whatever, yeah. Well, we're going to hit the pavement soon enough anyway, so... Alright, I close my eyes and grip onto Takumi tighter. The howling winds in my ears quiet down as I focus inwards. Stillness overtakes everything. I reach into myself, grasping at the shimmering green light within me. Warm, so very warm. It shifts with my presence, moving away and closer at the same time. There we go. In one swift move, I grab onto it. Like a lightning strike, a sudden shock runs through my whole body, and I nearly let go without meaning to. Somehow I managed to hold on, ignoring the almost overpowering electric feeling threatening to overtake all my senses. I feel our descent begin to slow down, enough that we're almost floating in place. I open my eyes to Takumi's violet one staring back into mine. Are you doing this? Yes, I am. Yeah. But I have to concentrate to keep us. Oh, sorry, I'll shut up now. Taku watches me with a gentle smile, and I feel his arm squeeze around me just a little bit tighter. You're amazing. He whispers so quietly that I almost missed it. I want to smile back at him, but I can feel my consciousness begin to slip away. No, I have to hold on. If I pass out now, we'll start falling again. My vision begins to fade. No, come on, you can do this, Hana, just a little bit longer. I rest my head against Takumi's chest. I struggle against myself to keep my eyes open. Just a little longer. Well, we can just plop ourselves on the ground and it'll be fine, as long as it's not a total complete splat. My body feels as if it's burning up, like I need air. It's slipping away like this is the only way I can breathe. I close my eyes. Just a bit... Yes. Boop! Did we do it? Ugh. No. We're fine. Heart beating out of my chest, I jump, my whole body shakes. Yes, we're fine. I take a deep breath to calm my racing heart and look around. We're not falling anymore? No, we're not. We're not falling. Yes. We're safe. Taku. Where's Takumi? Is he okay? I need to find him. I need to know. He's fine. If you're fine, he's fine. As I put my hand on the bed to push myself up, I find that I'm touching someone, and I nearly scream. Sitting up, I look over and sigh in relief at the sight. Yes. Even in the darkness, I can see Takumi still in full gear, sleeping peacefully in bed next to me. Albeit sprawled out and not particularly close to me. Looking at his sleeping face, I managed to pull together a tired smile. He's okay. We're okay. I can't believe I managed to save him. I lay back down, keeping my eyes on his sleeping form. I managed to keep my promise to his father. I don't know how I would ever face him again if I hadn't. I wonder, though, was everything we did for nothing? Right, or did Taku manage to find something before the vampire interrupted us? Yeah, that is the million-dollar question. I sigh and put away that thought for later, lying back down. Looking over at Taku, I'm reminded of how we used to fall asleep like this as children. Some things really haven't changed after all. Calmed by Taku's rhythmic breathing, I slowly drift away. It's almost been a full day since our thrilling fall out of the window. By the time I woke up, it was already evening and Takumi out of bed. When I got up to eat, I'd found Takumi talking to Aurelia about yesterday's events. He explained to her that he only managed to find out that Yasuhiro hit a roadblock in his last case, the disappearances in Yoru. Whoa, okay. However, Taku mentioned a partner, one that he hadn't seen in 3 years. Not since right after Yasu had been admitted to the hospital. Oh, so Yasu had a partner? After we ate, Takumi said that we were going to go talk to this partner and see if he had more insight on the case. Yeah. He'd admitted that he was hoping that he just hadn't asked... Yeah. He had admitted that he was hoping that he just hadn't asked the right questions last time they spoke. Oh, no, they already met before, okay. Takumi's father, Tsurumatsu, talked to the detective for us beforehand, and he had agreed to meet us tonight. Okay. Which is why we're headed back to the MPD building right now, this time as visitors instead of trespassers. Yes. I hope they don't recognize us. Takumi, you said this detective is a special department, right? What did he and Yasu do? They were a part of the SSU, the special security unit. It's a secret unit created just to handle supernatural cases within Chowa. Both supernaturals and humans can join the unit, but you have to already know about it or get recommended. Right, I would imagine. And then you have to go through insane special training. Hagiwara has a training program for it, and that's what Yasu did. Oh, he finished early even. Wow, really? Wow, he must be really good. Well, Yasu was always really good at everything he tried, so it's not a surprise. We turn the corner and keep headed for the SSU building. Alright, back here again. Oh my, that broken window. I wonder how that happened. We reached the department and now in front of the office door of Yasu's old partner. Taku knocks on the door and then takes a step back. You know, Detective Moon rose through the ranks to become the top case closer in the SSU, which is something that my brother was headed for himself before the coma happened. Oh, he doesn't look at me when he speaks. His voice sounds strained, and I can only imagine the sort of emotions he's holding back. Before I can even think of how to reply, a deep voice calls out to us from inside. Come in. Taku immediately pushes the door open. Alright, hey, hello. When we walk in, my eyes land on a man leaning on the edge of his desk, silhouetted by the city behind him. My, it's so like... It's so like, what's it called? Like LA Noir kind of thing, you know? He stares at us, eyes drifting from Takumi to me and back. His gaze seems to pierce right through us. I can't help but immediately feel impressed with his poise and serious demeanor. He almost seems like a detective from a noir movie come to real life, right? Yeah, he totally exudes that, yeah. Under his scrutinizing gaze, I begin to feel a little like I want to go hide before he can draw out all of my secrets. Out of me. I take a tiny step closer to Taku, who stands staring back at the detective with his hands in his pockets. It's like they're sizing each other up. Although only a few seconds have passed since we stepped foot into Detective Moon's office, it feels like an eternity before one of them finally speaks. Yasuhiro's brother, Takumi Arai. Yes, that's right. And you're Jinso Moon, Yasu's old partner. As they quietly stare at each other, I hold back the urge to roll my eyes. What's with all this stoic manliness and posturing between them? Seriously, I know, God. I sigh and step out from behind Takumi. Hello, I'm Hana Lee, Takumi's friend. I was also a friend of Yasuhiro's. We were hoping you could tell us some things about him. Yeah. Jinso looks at me before his eyes dart back to Takumi. I could, depending on what you want to ask about. What should I ask? Why do I need to be the one asking? About Yasuhiro's last case, ask about Jinso and Yasu's partnership, let Takumi ask. Well, I mean, I really think Takumi should be the one asking, since this is technically his case. But you guys seem to, I don't know, like, what? I don't know what's happening right now, so we need to really get down to business. Let's just ask about it. Let's ask about Yasu's last case. What can you tell us about the last case that Yasuhiro was working on? Yeah. Yasuhiro. Jinso looks away, and for a moment he doesn't say anything. He seems to come to a decision as he turns to look back to us. He was working on a case known as the Yoru disappearances. Yes, I know that, but like, more deeds please. A string of potential murders of many criminals, and some of their family members, here in Yoru. Oh. No one was all that interested in the case. Why? They believed that everyone was better off if there was a serial criminal murderer. Okay, so they're just targeting specifically shady people, like, you know, like the mafia shit. And what did you believe in? I believe that even criminals deserve not to be killed in cold blood. Oh, okay. That they deserve to have a right to a fair trial and justice as much as anyone else. And Yasu? Yasu was much the same. Besides that, he saw it as shirking his duty if he didn't look into it, and so did I. We were a good fit as partners in that way. Anyway, you want to know about that case? You want to know how that case ended, I assume. Yes. Well, I don't know the answer either. We were taken off the case, and I stopped pursuing it. I knew we had dug too deep and hit some kind of danger, but Yasu didn't want to stop. What happened? We had an argument. He said that he would pursue it regardless of danger. That kind of corruption was all the reason we needed to push further. And did you not agree? Jinso shakes his head slightly, crossing his arms. It's not that I didn't agree, it's that I wanted to slow down our progress somewhat, look into some things first. Try to go about it as safely as possible. But your brother was always reckless. So he went ahead looking into the case anyway. I didn't try to stop him. Takumi's face hardens. I know I should have now. Yeah, it was my responsibility to look out for him, as his partner and as the older, experienced one. But I failed the Arais, and I'm forever sorry for that. Then instead of moping about it, just help us now. What was the last thing you heard about the case from Yasu? Well, I don't know if it was the last thing that happened in the case, or merely the last thing he felt I should know. I have a feeling he knew more than what he was letting on. But he had hit some resistance, as expected. Okay, people weren't talking, weren't giving him the necessary files he needed to pursue the case. He said he was going to go try and talk to the superintendent, to try and get him to keep some sort of to try and get him to keep some sort of pressure off so he could investigate whatever lead he thought he had gotten, okay? I'm not sure what happened after that. Jinso trails off and Takumi remains silent, looking as if he's deep in thought. I take this as my chance to step up and ask about what seems to be the most obvious option. Couldn't we just go talk to the superintendent then? We could, but what? Let me guess, he won't talk to you. Jinso nods, looking a bit pained, although I can only guess why. You're investigating what happened to Yasuhiro, right? So you must have a reason for coming to me now. Yes. Well, what have you found out? Taku folds his arms and looks at Jinso. You seem like a real by the rules sort. You always play good cop, right? Yeah, you always play good cop, right? So why don't you just sit back and let us handle it from here? I'm not bound by the same rules you are. Sure, I play by the rules, but don't think I won't break them if it means justice will be dealt. Alright. Ooh, he's even got the hat! My goodness! Jinso turns and pulls off. Jinso turns and pulls a hat off a hook. He puts it on. If you're going to the superintendent right now, I'm coming with you. I owe Yasu at least this much. Taku and Jinso stare at each other levelly until Taku finally turns and opens the door. I'll trust you, only because Yasu once did. Alright, with that, Taku leaves the room and I follow him along with Jinso. Okay. We file out into the hallway with Jinso and Taku leading. As I stare at the two side by side, I notice how broad Taku's shoulders have gotten, and how straight and tall he stands now, especially when compared to the dorky, skinny kid of the past. He and Jinso walked in long strides with a confident gait, and I find myself standing a bit straighter in spite of myself. He isn't going to just see you, you know. If he's even here at this time of night. Right, true, but like I said, I don't play by anyone's rules but my own. Jinso examines Takumi, but he doesn't say anything as we step into an elevator. Alright, the three of us step out into another hallway, and Jinso leads us to a door at the far end of the hall. This is his office, but it seems like he's not there. Oh, hey, what are you doing, Arai? He's gonna break in! Takumi bends down and starts to fiddle with the lock. He's using some kind of tools he seems to have pulled out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure he keeps it up his sleeve at all times. I briefly wonder if I should even bother asking him about it when the door suddenly opens. Ho ho ho! Takumi stands up in surprise as the hooded stranger walks out. Another vampire? What the hell? I didn't have to see the fangs to guess this one. Who the hell are you? I could ask the same of you, right? Were you just in the superintendent's office? So what if I was? Had to talk to him. Oh, sure you guys could understand why he wouldn't want me around in daylight hours? Right. I answered your questions. I'm curious, who are you guys? Just a bunch of investigators doing the same thing. Why should we answer? Unless you can get us in to see him right now. And why would you want to see him after hours like this? Unless you got something shady to talk about. Right, it's always shady. There's only one reason I can think of that someone would come see the superintendent at this time. You Okura? No cop I ever knew looked like you guys. Come on, you can't assume that. You just haven't been around lately then. What if I was? Oh my god, Takumi, please. So you're one of us. Are you done speaking with the superintendent then? Yeah, I could be. I could be. Guys, come on, let's just stop playing mind games with each other. Let's just be like, okay, you're done. Okay, go. Okay, I don't have any business with you. Okay, we got our own business to take care of. Come on. Hey, now that I think of it, did you say Arai? That sounds a bit familiar, yes. Taku and Jinso stiffly watch the vampire without a word. The vampire looks at me and then grins at Taku. You wouldn't happen to be against your Yokurus, would you? Yes, why yes. Takumi and I can't hide the surprise from our faces, while Jinso manages to maintain a neutral expression of the vampire's comment. Haha, yeah, I can see it on your face. No need to worry. The vampire leans in to whisper. So am I. Nice! Hey, I'm Hana. What's your name? Let's be friendly. Taku quickly recovers himself. Were you the crew that took down my brother the other day? Yes. Yeah, I figured, cause of the girl there, and they mentioned unusual eyes on the guy. Knew it had to be you. Only Okuras come to see the old man this late, and you don't look like Okuras. Yes. Ooh, corruption! When we watched the vampire, no one daring to speak first. Now, there's no need to panic. My brother offered you your deal, right? If you decide to work with us, I won't squeal on you now that I've seen your face. Your face, yeah. And before you decide to attack me, listen to this. I'll give you some choice info. Ooh. I'm in good with the superintendent, so you can be sure I can get whatever you need. Oh, what is it that you guys need? What is it that you guys need me to do so bad that you're willing to work with an outsider? And why can't you do it yourself? The vampire laughs. So you're interested then? It's easy enough. I'll do what you want if you do what we want. Of course. It's just taking out the trash, just getting rid of one of that bitch's top men, a bastard named Junichi Okura. Oh, okay. Do you mean killing him? Well, yeah, yes. Taku and Jinso say nothing in response. I find myself unable to say anything more to the vampire's crazy request. Rumor has it that he's Azucena's boy toy. Oh, is he? I hear she comes around to see him an awful lot for sure. Oh, finally Takumi speaks, looking deadly serious. Tell me where I can find him. I can only look on in silent horror as Taku receives the location of this Junichi Okura. Alright. I look to Jinso for some sort of support for him to tell Takumi to stop. But the detective simply quietly looks on at the exchange. The vampire gives some instructions on where Taku can find him again after he's completed the mission, and Taku nods along. Apparently having everything he needs, Taku turns around and begins to walk away. Oh, not gonna go see the superintendent now? Let's go. I rush to catch up to Takumi and Jinso's long strides. Wait, how do you know that vampire won't rat us out anyway? I don't. So what are you going to do? Kill someone just cause he said to? Well, just for a chance at information? Taku stops and spins around to face me. What choice do I have? Yeah, that's true. As silence falls between us and I look away, unable to meet Taku's intense gaze. Jinso quietly speaks up from behind us. I don't want to know if you're going to kill this Okura or what you're going to do with him at all. But I do know that you need to come back alive. Yes, that is ideal. Without another word, Jinso heads towards the elevator, leaving us alone with an awkward silence. Okay. As the elevator closes, Takumi looks away from me. Without meeting my gaze again, he begins to talk. You should go home. You should go home, back to Aurelia's. I have to settle this tonight while I know where the guy is. Why should I leave now all of a sudden? Right, why should I leave now all of a sudden? You never had a problem with throwing me across rooftops or even taking the bed when you want. Takumi looks at me at that. Because this is serious. I'm pretty sure I know this guy and... Taku trails off. Well, okay, and what? You won't be coming back? So how is that supposed to convince me not to go? Maybe I'm not as experienced as you, but you said it yourself. 2 people are better than 1. I can watch your back, and I promised I would. I can watch your back, and I promised I would. So I will. I stride to the elevator and push the button. Takumi comes up next to me without a word. We stand there quietly for a moment before he finally says something. Thanks. One simple word makes all the anger leave my body in an instant. Taku, he's really not used to relying on anyone, is he? Well, no. I know he just wants to protect me, but... I sigh and look at him. There's no need to thank me, I owe you anyway, after messing up last time. Shizuka and the Okura Mafia are tied together some way, so this is my fight too. Besides, we're partners, aren't we? Exactly. Taku gives a nod just as the elevator dings and we get on. Alright. Okay. So we're gonna go kill somebody. We're gonna kill somebody. Of all the shady places I expected we'd go to, I did not expect this one. I don't even know if you could call it shady. If you could really call it shady. After grabbing our gear, we made our way to this beautiful and classy upscale piano bar somewhere in Chowa. Because it's past midnight now, the few people that are there are hushed and scattered far from each other at different tables. There's a cute young girl playing the piano, and the whole vibe of the place puts me at ease. I bet we know that girl. Don't let your guard down just because it's a nice place. Right. It's usually a front. I nod. I know, but it's hard not to. It's so nice and chill here. Taku sits at the bar and I follow. When the bartender comes up to ask for our order, he declines a drink. Right, he technically still is underage. Well, it's not like this place exactly checked our IDs anyway. I know. We order 2 waters and Takumi begins to look around out of the corner of his eye, scanning the room slowly. I should probably keep an eye out too. Or maybe not. This is important. What if I just mess up and get us spotted? I sigh and take a sip of my water. Found Mr. Junichi Okura. Really? Takumi whispers before getting up. I quickly put down my drink and follow Taku to the dimly lit table. Oh, you're him! Didn't we see him before? We saw him before. Yeah. I think it was at the, Veredas, yes. There's a man in a red hoodie sitting at the table looking at a place here. He sits by himself, drinking a glass of something I can't quite tell. He looks up at us as we get close enough to his table. So, sir, he cocks his head to the side upon seeing Takumi. He looks pensive for a moment as if trying to remember where he might know Taku from. His lips quickly twist into a smirk as his eyes lock back onto Taku. You found me. It took you long enough. I admit, I kind of had hoped that you would have given up and gone back to your life. Takumi stands there without a word, clenching his fist as he shakes with barely restrained emotion. I have to wonder what went on between these two for Taku to lose his cool so fast like this. He glares down at the man. I don't know how you found me, but I'm feeling pretty good today, so I'm willing to let you go if you leave now. I can't do that, yes. I'm here to kill you, Takumi says between clenched teeth, his voice is low and strained. Oh? Oh ho ho? And what is it you think you can do then? Takumi suddenly flicks his wrist and a knife shoots down from under his jacket sleeve. Ooh, kinda like Assassin's Creed, you know? In an instant, he thrusts it at Jun, who hops back out of his chair, knocking it over before Taku has a chance to do more. What the hell? Fuck, no! You should have given me some sort of signal! Everything unfolds before me so fast that I don't know what to do. The people around us start screaming and backing away. I can see them running out of the room, yes. I stand rooted on the spot, half wishing I could just grab Takumi and do the same. Takumi runs to the side, throwing shuriken at Jun, who easily manages to dodge all of them while looking like he's actually enjoying himself. He did say he was feeling good tonight, but now we're the only ones left in the room. Takumi throws the last few of his shuriken so fast that it doesn't look like Jun will have time to move. I see it happen in slow motion, the blades fly at Jun. They glint dangerously under the lights as they spin closer and closer towards their target. One of them flies right towards Jun's eye, but he doesn't seem worried. At the very last moment, he smirks. Oh! His whole body melts away into the shadow in an instant, and the shuriken hit the wall behind where he stood just seconds ago. I stare at the spot where he stood. Wow! What? How? Yeah, what the hell? An amused laugh rings out through the empty piano bar. You really do have to try better than that. I didn't know vampires can do that. Jun's voice calls out from somewhere, everywhere. Takumi spins around, his eyes scan the room looking for any sign of the vampire. I can feel those steel gray eyes watching us from the shadows. A shiver runs down my spine. This one, he's dangerous. We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't have come here. I can't move. The sickening feeling of fear and utter dread keep me frozen in place. Every fiber of my being screams, danger! Get on the floor! In a burst of shadows, Jun reappears and Takumi immediately focuses on him. I'm a nice guy, so I'll give you another chance. Walk away now and that can be the end of this. Takumi pulls out one of his daggers and makes a beeline for Jun. Oof. Jun meets him dead on, grabbing his hand with a smile as Takumi struggles to stab him. Is this guy seriously enjoying this? Well, yes. Tell me, what was my brother's connection to the Okuras? Takumi is glaring daggers at Junichi. His whole body shakes, straining against Jun's strength, while Jun doesn't seem to be having any trouble at all. Vampire and all. I'm struck by how pointless it all looks. Yes, like a child struggling to fight a giant. Like a child struggling to fight against a giant. Takumi's efforts seem to do absolutely nothing. So that's what you're after. He chuckles and tightens his hold on Takumi, making him wince. Don't you dare mock me. I'll kill you. I gasp at the rage and frustration in Takumi's voice, but Jun doesn't seem to be too impressed. Yeah, Jun doesn't seem to be impressed. Why so serious? Why so serious? You should just give up while you still can. Blech. Jun pushes Takumi away and he stumbles backward but catches himself, dagger still out at the ready. Takumi bends down so that I can't see his face, putting his hands on his knees. Suddenly his whole body is shaking and at first I think he's actually crying, but he's just super mad. I can hear him laughing, a dark laughter, unlike I've ever heard from him before. Okay, just how is it that you can stand being Asesina's pet like that? The temperature in the room seems to drop and Jun's whole demeanor shifts. Ooh, you're gonna get a rile out of him, and that's enough to get him to, like, you know, be vulnerable. Before either one of us can so much as blink, Jun grabs Taku's throat and lifts him up in the air. Oh man, I don't know if it's gonna work though. The dagger falls out of Taku's hands as he gasps for air while desperately clawing at Jun's hand. Jun only tightens his grip. Takumi! Yes, frantically I try to think of anything that I can do. But what can I do against strength like his? Think, Kana, think! Such a cocky little kid. I could crush your throat right now and there's nothing you could do about it. You think you know so much. Got it all figured out, don't you? Jun effortlessly throws Takumi across the room. Ouch. Taku hits the glass on the other side of the room with a sickening thud and crumples to the floor. Takumi! Yes, I run to his side and kneel next to him, horrified at the sudden blood I see begin to flow down his face. I look up to see Jun stroll up to us, hands in his pockets. He sees from barely restrained anger. He looks down upon Taku with a bleak, distant look. Wow, you don't look so hot, Takumi. It's unlike anything he's shown us so far, not even when Taku was actively trying to kill him. It's frightening. Takumi somehow manages to look up, blood dripping from his mouth. Just tell me. His words come out strained through heavy breathing. Jun snorts. Persistent one, aren't you? Alright, I'll tell you something. Whoever told you I was here, he was playing you. I think I know exactly who it is. If he came to you with some shitty sob story, I want you to know that that bastard has hated me for years. He's one of the many fools that thinks he's in love with that hag. Wow. And he probably thought he'd be getting rid of two horns and he probably thought he'd be getting rid of two horns in her side and his if he told you to come after me. He's just pissed that all he'll ever be is that superintendent's bitch instead of directly under the Miss Pain in the fucking ass Del Bosque. What the hell? So Jun turns and starts to walk away. Okay, but before he can even take a few steps, Takumi tries to move and ends up hacking up blood. Oh. Wait. Jun stops for a moment, but he doesn't turn her back around to face us. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, your brother did come to us. He shrugs. Eh. Who can really know why, though? Okay, Jun walks away from us, and in a burst of shadows, he disappears. I'm left alone with a frustrated, angry, and very injured Takumi. I look down at Takumi and gently pull him up towards me, resting his head in my lap. I can see his eyes start to glaze over. No, Takumi, please, you have to stay awake. Come on, please, for me? Come on, man, come on, buddy. Takumi let out a weak chuckle. I would, but... So tired. Takumi's eyes flutter closed before you can finish. Takumi, no, come on, don't pass out on me. Takumi, what do I do? I don't know. I look around the place, but there's no one here but us. No one I can call to for help. Takumi, please, wake up. Blood slowly starts to pool on the ground around us. Well, let's just try to stop the bleeding first, yeah. Oh god, where are you bleeding? I try to check Taku over, but my hands won't stop shaking and I don't know where to begin to look. What do? I don't even know. I hold Takumi's unconscious body close to me. You're such an idiot, going against someone like that. Please wake up. Well, girl, come on, he's unconscious. You should really stop the bleeding, somehow, some way. Not knowing what else to do, I whisper it over and over again like a mantra. I know that I need to get up. I know that I need to go get help, but I have no idea who to reach out to, and I have no desire to leave Takumi alone like this. Aurelia, yes. I need to get him to her so she can help. She'll help. But how? Don't you guys have a cell phone on you? I close my eyes and concentrate on Aurelia. I can almost feel her energy as if she was right next to me. Oh, something grabs at me, at my shoulder. My eyes snap open at the feeling. A cold shiver shoots through me and I look around. What was that? I can't see anything or anyone around. Only a whisper and shadows just out of the corner of my eye. But like every other time, the moment I try to look, they're gone. Only this time, the whispers don't fade away. Oh. Vasmir de Nol. A strange voice whispers something right in my ear, something I can understand. I can feel the frigid breath of someone on my skin. Okay, thanks. The words don't sound familiar to me, and yet I feel like I can almost understand the words. At least enough to know that I don't want to understand. I close my eyes again and tighten my hold on Takumi. As I focus on Aurelia again, I hear it. Okay. I can't stop myself from shuddering at the sound. Cold slowly creeps over me. I can't stop shivering. I glance back, but once again there's no one there. I look down at Takumi's unconscious form and take a deep breath. I can do this. I need to do this. Ignoring everything else around me, I close my eyes and focus my all onto Aurelia. I can sense her, so close yet so far away. Hold on, Takumi. I reach for her as I hold onto Takumi and pull us forward to her. Poof! Ah, man, okay, chapter 8, you guys. Oh, shit. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop it here because I feel like all the chapters thus far, and I checked over again, Takumi's whole route is like 14 chapters long, so I think if we do 2 at a time, we'll be able to end it off really nicely and really cleanly. Is that a word? Anyway, nice and neat is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so chapter 8, oh my god, Evanescent Souls. Okay, alright, we got lots of shit going on, lots of questions rather than answers. We only get like little bits and pieces of answers from people, but then that just leads to like more questions on like Yasu's involvement, to, you know, who's really on our side, who can we really trust in terms of like vampires who are against, you know, Azucena, or, you know, vampires who are just playing with us and, you know, are in league with Azucena and they have their own agendas and shit like that, man. Everyone's just so hella shady in this route. We can't trust nobody. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one where we can further get into this whole entire mystery in this case, and yeah, and see what will happen now that Takumi is like really injured after that whole fight. So tune in next time, you guys, and until then, bye.